look at two songs only a half step apart. We'll do the key of G with I Want to Know More About My Lord, and then we'll move to A flat and do Oh, I Want to See Him. Now, even though Oh, I Want to See Him is written in 12/8, we're going to feel it more like a 4/4, which will remove some of the difficulty from it. First, we'll look at I Want to Know More About My Lord. This is page 6 if you're using a church hymnal. Usually it's called the Redback hymnal as well. It's written in the key of G, so that means our three main chords are G, C, and D. Your three main chords of any key you play in are always the 1, the 4, and the 5. And where those numbers come from are their position in the scale. So a G scale is G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. So my 1 is G, 2, 3, 4 is C, 5 is D. This is a 4/4 song, but you have a lot of melody on every 8th note, so it's going to feel pretty fast. That means my right hand's going to control the melody, my left hand is going to control the rhythm. Give yourself an intro. Usually that's the end of the chorus. Sometimes I start out with the beginning of the verse though. For this song, we'll do the end of the chorus. G chord, E chord, that's your 6 major. There's your 2 major. Then there's your 5, and then your G. You can walk it between your G and your C, and then back to your G again, and now you're ready for the verse. So in slow motion, that's... kind of just keeping simple octaves on every beat, while my right hand has most of the motion with the melody and the chords alternating between. You could do it, but that's going to require you to be really accurate when you come up, because you don't want to have splashes up at the top. So if you keep your hands a little closer together, your melody is actually a little meatier in this octave, and then your left hand just controls the rhythm. C chord, back to G. G, now E minor, then A major, D. Same thing as before. Now go down to E minor, then D. Back to G. From a G to an A, then to a D chord. This is going to sound like the beginning of the chorus. You can use your G7 chord. Your 1/7 always leads to your 4. And there's our 4. On a D chord for that repeat, and then back to the G. So on a lot of those places where I come in at the beginning of the chorus, or I let my left hand come up and do part of the melody with the right hand. half step to A flat. So if my main chords in the key of G were G, C, and D, my main chords in the key of A flat, if I move up a half step for the bottom note, then my 4 and 5 also just move up a half step. So your main chords in A flat are A flat, D flat, and E flat, because that's the first, the fourth, and the fifth notes of the A flat scale. Now, Oh, I Want to See Him is a 12/8 time signature, but we're going to feel 12/8 like it's actually a 4/4 with some syncopation in there. So instead of counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, we're going to think of it as more of a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, which is a lot easier to manage when you're adding in the rhythm in your left hand. So you start on an A flat chord. We'll get to the intro in a minute because it's a little more complicated. We're still on an A flat chord. Now, there's an F minor chord written on the word as, and you can add that in there. A lot of pianists just go straight to the D flat because it's a little simpler. So I've got the A flat, F minor, D flat, A flat. Or, to simplify it just a tad, you can go. To an F just because I like the way it sounds, and you can throw that F in there because it has an A flat and a C. The F minor chord has those two notes in common with an A flat chord, so it works. B flat chord onto the crimson, and then go to an E flat chord for the word flow. Back to A flat. That's a nice little walk up that's actually written in your hymnal following the soprano and the bass note. A flat, D flat, then back to A flat. This is going to be your intro, but this is where it gets a little more complicated. You start on an F minor chord. Now that, you've got an F flat, which is just an E natural, A flat, D, F, A flat, and then back to a regular A flat chord. Keep on moving down. So left hand, your progression is. Right hand, you are. Then, this is an A flat chord, even though I have an E flat in my bass. But whenever you have that, generally if you have your 1 in your right hand with your 5 in the bass, the 5 of the 1 chord is an E flat. There's my 5. I'm headed to a true 5 chord, a real E flat chord. I use a 5/7 on through him, just win is back to an A flat. And then we're on to the easier part in the chorus. D flat, back to A flat. F minor, and now B flat major. A flat, D flat, A flat. Now here's that exact same thing that we did at the end of the verse. And a lot of pianists go 1, 4, 1 there at the end of that chorus. You'll have to follow your director for the pacing of that ending with those eighth notes.